attendance today at the mandatory minicamp?
Good.
All but 2 players?
Correct. You have 2 players and a third, Eric Wright. He's not here as well.
Why isn't he here?
I believe he's making a decision to not play football. But as I understand it, have not talked to him.
Is that the reason he wasn't here last week as well?
No, I think he was here. There was times he was here. But,
was not to play football as in retire, or as in not play football for you guys?
That's my understanding of it.
Retire.
So, yeah, I don't have any official information on that. But those are the 3 guys that aren't here.
What does that do to your cornerback numbers? Would you have to bring in somebody else, or you guys feel secure with the other guys who are on hand?
We feel good about the guys we have. Yeah, and more information to follow, but won't really speculate on what we're going to do. We'll have an open spot, and we'll do what's best for our team.
Let me ask you about one name. Brandon Flowers was cut by the Chiefs last week. Is he somebody that might interest this team?
Again, I mean, it's long-standing policy. We don't talk about anybody who's not one of our players, and you can. The personnel department looks at all available players. You can understand that that's their job. So
I think it was specific to Vernon last week. You said, though, you expected him to be here. Is it disappointing that both he and Alex are not here today?
Yeah, I'm disappointed in that decision for them not to be here. There's a voluntary segment to the off season, and we appreciate those guys volunteering to make the team better. Now it's mandatory, and wish they could have not the decision that I envisioned being the 49er way, and really nothing more to be said about it than the focus will be on what's going on here. Now, others may try to make the focus on that story, but our story is the football side of it.
Well, let's focus on the guys who are here. Could guys stepping into those positions find themselves getting larger roles because those guys aren't here?
Well, we're gonna focus on the guys that are here. We're gonna practice. We're gonna do a great job of making the team better, and not gonna speculate on that. I know where you're trying to go. You're trying to tie that into this part of the story. I mean,
they're not here.
I'm not beating around the bush. I mean, I'm concise. You know how I feel about it, and really, that's all there is to it.
Jim, have you spoken to Alex Boone or Vernon Davis?
Again, I think I've been clear. Didn't beat around the bush. Told you how I feel, and that's where the focus is going to be on coaching the guys that are here.
Jim, that news about Eric Wright, did that come as a surprise to you? Do you have any sense that was something he was considering?
Again, I don't want to speculate and talk. I mean, I've given you the information as I know it, and I don't think there's really anything more to comment on.
You talked a lot this offseason about why Colin Kaepernick deserved a new contract before he got it. Does Vernon Davis deserve a new contract as well?
I'm not going to put the focus on that. I've told you where the focus is going to be. Understand your desire to make the story something else, and so be it. But been as clear as I can possibly be.
Can you talk about how Anthony Don has looked getting those extra reps with the first team unit with Vernon out?
Yeah, done a good job. I'm not going to, again, we're going to tie that story into this story and just leave it at that.
Hey, Coach, so as you focus on football here over the next 3 days, what do you hope to accomplish? What are the biggest things that you're setting out to do?
Making the team better. And I want our guys to continue to grow in their execution and their understanding of the system, and as we move forward, I think we got something really good going here potentially, and understanding that there's work to be done, and that's what we'll focus on.
Any comment on George Seifert going into the Hall of Fame? I think he's one of the most underrated head coaches maybe in the game.
Oh, there's no question about that. Great coach, and I've studied his record from the time that I took over this job, and his accomplishments speak for themselves. Been a good personal friend to me and to the San Francisco 49ers organization, and very happy for George Seifert and his family.
He tells a story about a game in Indianapolis when you were the quarterback and scored a touchdown to go ahead. Do you remember that incident?
Incident? I remember it. Yeah.
When you kind of ran past the 49er bench, do you recall all that?
Yeah. I think I let my emotions get the best of me.
Jim, this team really hasn't had many issues with salaries and contracts, at least that we've heard about. It hasn't been public. Guys haven't held out. The fact that it's happening now, is that not a big deal, or the fact that it's rare make it a big deal?
It will address it, and and it'll come to a resolution. That's the deal that it is.
Usually, when you think about special teams specialists, coverage specialists, you think about safeties and linebackers. Does Lawrence Okoye have a chance to make the team as a special teams ace, like a C.J. Spillman would, like a Blake Costanza would? Is he in that mix of guys?
He's got to make it as a position player, and that's what he's trying to get done, and he's doing a good job. Talked about it last week. I've been really pleased with all of our defensive linemen doing everything that we've asked, and there's great competition there. There's great talent there, and there's been great effort there throughout the off season, and I continue that to continue into the preseason and those games, and the competition will rage, but it's a position of strength for us.
Jim, Frank Gore's going into his 10th year. I'm just curious, has he talked to you what his plans are for this season and beyond that?
Well, you know how I feel about it, and I feel like Frank is still at the top of his game, and have even made the comment very clearly that I think he's got 3 good years, great years of football left in him. So I think that's his mindset as well.
Coach, how important is minicamp?
It's a chance to make the team better, so therefore that important.
Is it kind of the first step towards success in the season?
I wouldn't call it the first step. No, it's 9th week we've been together.
With George Whitfield, does he work a lot with Kaepernick, or is he mostly focused on the other quarterbacks?
George is we've hired him to be an intern here in the off season and through the training camp, and working with the quarterbacks.
Are there things from Colin that he needs to kind of tighten up as far as mechanics? How much of a focus has that been this off season?
Oh,
Colin's mechanics, footwork, etc.
Yeah, Colin works at all parts of his game. He's got a great desire to be great in all facets.
Who does most of the one-on-one work with him when it comes to that?
I talk to him. Greg Roman talks to him. Jeep Chris talks to him. Mike Solari talks to him. The people I mentioned, and somebody has a good idea, then quarterbacks generally, my thinking, my finding on it is, they listen to whoever says something to them, whoever has an idea or a coaching point, and they understand whether they can adapt that to their game or not. Quarterback ultimately has to play his own game, and I think it's good to get knowledgeable voices to communicate with anybody that plays the quarterback position, because they have the ability to be the filter on what'll work for them or what won't. So that's always been our approach here. Nothing's changed in that regard.
Jim, is Gabbert the second string quarterback, or do you in effect have 4 guys competing to be Kaepernick's backup?
Yeah, we're competing. We're competing for that spot.
What have you seen since you've gotten your hands on Blaine Gabbert and watched him up close?
Very impressed. Very impressed with Blaine mentally, physically, all attributes that you'd like to see in a quarterback, and he's been very good, very solid. Picked up everything very, very quickly, and it's going well. Everything is progressing well. I think you'll watch it when you have a chance to see it today and look at it for yourself. But in my eye, it looks very good.